welcome. Kimberly Castleberry here with another Just Ask Kim Internet Marketing Roundup. Lots of stuff going on in the social media news this week. It's been a very active week, lots of buzz going on, and it seems like every social media site out there had to get in on the party. It seems as though each social site kind of got to feeling left out and everybody had to jump in and change something. So there's lots of stuff going on this week. Let's start with what for many will be the biggest impact, and that is the changes over at Facebook. Facebook has announced that they are rolling out their brand new news feed. The new news feed is intended to create a standardized appearance between the web version and the mobile version. And the thing you're going to notice most about it, it is the very zoomed in. The pictures are larger and you feel like the screen has been zoomed in. There's a lot more white space in terms of reducing some of the clutter around the content, but at the same time the white space is mostly consumed by the fact that the content is a lot bigger. You'll find that picture viewing has gotten substantially easier. It's easier to see detail within photos because the photos, instead of appearing in a little bitty box, they're in a box about like this. And as one of my friends jokingly said, she said, "I feel so much closer to you now." Why? Because it's like right up there in your face. It's an interesting new layout. The loss of ticker of the Facebook within Facebook. You know, we heard you like Facebook, so we put some Facebook in your Facebook. The little newsfeed ticker being gone is going to be an interesting change for a lot of people. While there was a lot of push against it when it was first rolled out, a lot of people have gotten used to having it and being able to easily be that nosy. And so it will be interesting to see what responses are to not having that up in the upper left-hand corner again. There were some less publicized changes announced coming for timeline or for the profile timeline as well. And that will move the profile view from a two-column, two-content layout into having a fairly wide left sidebar that will show recent activity kind of stuff, such as music, books, Instagram photos, things you've pinned on Pinterest, stuff like that. And then a wider right-hand column that will be the content column. In my opinion, this is a lot easier to read. I'm not real sure that I like the left-hand sidebar rather than a right-hand sidebar, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. I like the fact that we've gone primarily back to a single column layout. Now, I said the odds are you don't have either of these at the moment. The odds are that you haven't had a chance to receive these yet because as in standard Facebook rollout of new features, it's a rolling release. And that means that people will get it over time. If you want to get on the waiting list to have a chance to get the new news feed sooner, there's a URL that will be in the comments below this video, and that will enable you to put yourself on a list to get it a little sooner than the average Joe is going to just get handed it. Now, speaking of Instagram and Facebook just continuing to grow every time we turn around, Instagram has hit its 100 million users mark. Now that's defined as in active users within a month. So 100 million people have used Instagram within the last 30 days. Wow. It seems like lately everybody is jumping on the Instagram bandwagon. And it's not surprising since Instagram was almost instantly hot from the time it launched and in many ways is viewed as the new Twitter by the teens and tweens. The younger generation, which is growing up with mobile cameras in their hands, is finding that Instagram, which is very photo driven, is very much their cup of tea. And while many people still don't have that fluid nature with it, Instagram is really, really hot. And so you'd be really remiss to ignore that. And I think what we're seeing is that is why Facebook picked up Instagram. That is why even if the Facebook brand may be terminally damaged at this point, the very fact that they own Instagram gives them such a foothold into the next generation social site. The fact that they swooped in and bought it up was probably the soundest financial move they could have made for their shareholders. I know we all questioned the value when they first bought it, but I think what we've seen is that they secured an asset that is going to serve their shareholders long term. And that's pretty cool. That is really interesting in terms of the financial viability of a lot of these social sites. Now, speaking of social sites making changes, of course, Google and YouTube couldn't stay out of the fray this week. YouTube has rolled out the new channel redesign known as One Channel. One Channel is simply a new layout. And I think that at this point we're kind of getting used to getting new layouts on all of our platforms. It just kind of happens that way. Don't get too married to a layout, because the only thing out here that is constant is the fact that change happens. And the new YouTube layout, I'll have links for that below. It's just a new appearance. It doesn't really change a lot of functionality. The only thing you'll want to be sure that you do is that you shoot an unsubscribe video. And that is a little trailer style video for somebody that is not yet subscribed to your channel. And it's a little video that will play that will give you a chance to essentially sell your channel and encourage people to become subscribers. Once they become subscribers, this little video won't show up kind of in their face for them. They can still get to it and play it, but it won't be there the same way it is for those who are not yet subscribers. Take advantage of that. Keep those videos short. 30 seconds, 1 minute tops is really the attention span you're going to get. The shorter the better, the more impact the better, and definitely a call to action to subscribe to you on YouTube. Links for that are below. Another big change, again, coming from Google is changes over at G+. And what we've seen this week is that they have changed the cover photo, which is now a massive, wide image kind of thing. And if you prior had a little one, there's a chance that it's all messed up and distorted. So if you haven't been over to check on your profile on Google Plus recently, you're going to want to do that, because you're going to want to make sure that you've at least got something up there that isn't just mangled by this change, because some people have got a very mangled situation. Go ahead and switch to the new one. There's no reason not to. Go ahead and get it current. It's going to be here to stay. There's not going to be a ability to stay on the old one for very long, so you might as well get that current and just deal with it. There's also changes to the About tab on Google+, and that enables just a shift of view. It's really not a substantial change. It does improve the readability. I kind of like this change. Not too big overall, but big changes are coming. Big changes are coming for Google+. And that starts with the recent somewhat catastrophic acknowledgement that Google is closing Google Reader. Google Reader is Google's RSS reading service. They're a sort of RSS syndication magazine, if you will, that enables people to easily read RSS feeds in one place. I've got a blog post that talks about this, but this has deeply impacted a lot of marketers, a lot of influencers who rely on Reader to stay up to date with hundreds of blogs. And so in the blog post, I talk about alternatives. I talk about who's designing some Reader alternatives, what's already on the market. There's plenty to see. There's plenty to do. We're really at no shortage of these services, but at the same time, you'll want to be aware of that fact. But this heralds what we believe will be some really massive changes coming beginning of this week to Google+. We believe that they're getting ready to shoehorn some of that data over into Google+ in a little different route. And so we expect that at the beginning of this week, we're going to see some pretty sizable update announcements for Google+. So I want you to be on the lookout for that. Let's see what they're doing with that and see how that will impact marketers. And if you want a better chance to stay current on what is going on with Google+, not so much just from the update side, but also in terms of dealing with Google local pages and assessing the business viability, fell all over that word, and staying up to date on breaking Google Plus news, you may want to check out the G Plus Nights, which is Chris Lang's project, and I've got a link for that below as well. That is more focused on things like Google Local, Google Pages, things such as that than I myself tend to cover. And so while I do talk a lot about Google Plus, a lot about from the social side, Chris tends to get into some mechanics that I don't cover as much, and if that is the stuff you're needing for working with your clients, you definitely may want to check out the training he offers. All right, this has been Brink-Castleberry with another Marketing Roundup, and I will see you in the next episode.